What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life and TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of Ready to Love. This is season 4, episode 10, Clarity. I had to watch this twice, y'all, because the conversation that was had between Kyra and Jason was bothering the heck out of me. One reason it was bothering me because it seemed like Tommy forced Jason's hand to make a choice, but he didn't force AJ directly. He kind of like put subliminal messages in AJ's head, just kind of steer him one direction. But yeah, it didn't make sense to me. 2, I've always felt that Kyra was wishy-washy. However, I honestly think her mind is already made up. She doesn't want to say it right now for fear of making a mistake. And I think the same thing goes for AJ. And I think they want to choose each other. However, it seems that Liz, Kyra, AJ, and Jason all seem to be making the safe choice. Which is funny to me because twice now, Alexis has been called safe. First by Ron, who ultimately realized that safe wasn't what he wanted. He originally said, I wanted a Michelle Obama. I wanted somebody that's going to lift me up and take me there. These are all the things that Alexis had been telling him that he needed in his life. She kept saying, you just wanted to be all fun and games, which was what she was equating to Flower Girl, right? And he was like, I don't know if I could just live a life with just fun only. Because that's what Flower Girl wanted. Was somebody that she could share her life with and have fun with, travel and things like that. He was like, no, I'm on my Obama, Michelle type shit. That's kind of, what's the word I want to say? Insulting to President Michelle, not President, she should have been President, but Michelle Obama. It's kind of insulting to her to make that assumption that she doesn't know how to have fun. And she's not a fun person. She seems like she's all about business all the time. She's there to uplift and elevate a man. But, so he essentially chose Alexis for these reasons, right? And like I said, Alexis kind of coaxed him into the idea. Alexis has a way of making herself feel like a victim and using that to make the other person, what that man likes in the other person, a negative quality. Okay? Like having fun with your mate is something negative. Okay, but the same thing is for AJ. I think that Alexis has planted the seed in him that he's going to make a mistake with Kyra. Y'all are always arguing. You got peace with me. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah, we do have a lot of conversations, a lot of arguments, things like that. However, again, there is something that we're not seeing. There was an argument that was had that had to be serious of some sort because we ain't seeing it, right? I really wish I knew what that was. Anywho, I think Kyra and AJ both realize that they have chosen each other. I really do think that. Alexis knows that AJ has chosen Kyra as well. Like I said, she plays the victim so well, but it's not so obvious. And it is to me. It allows me to see not only her manipulation, but just how insecure she is as well. I bet Alexis was bullied for her looks as a child. Like when we started this season off, a lot of people were bullying her about her looks. She nicknamed herself Fly, you know what I'm saying? And it's possible that people might have called her Fly because people said that she looked like a fly based off her eyes. And I'm thinking that's what it was. She probably was bullied as a child. And this is the reason why she named herself the Fly Girl, to try to flip the script on the negative image. And that's why she always needs to know if she really is number one. She feel like she always needs to win. The thought of being rejected equates to being a loser, and that scares the fuck out of her. So, to me, Alexis Fly is fly by night, for real. As far as Liz is concerned, I don't think she wants Jason either. I really don't. She just like how he is making her feel. And it's fine. And why not? No one else here is interested in her. Everyone seems to be settling. I got a cough drop in my mouth, y'all. Let me kill it real quick. Cause I feel like I got extra saliva. Cause of this cough drop. And I ain't got no water. I do got some water. Hey, turn up. Okay, so I think that everybody here is settling. Even Chris and Amber, they're all settling. Amber, who complained about Troy going around kissing everybody, is doing what? Going around kissing everybody. She kissed Joelle, she kissed AJ, she kissed Ron. Who has she not kissed? Chris. Let Amber tell it, or let Chris tell it. You tell him everything, but you didn't tell him about Ron. Why is that, Amber? I don't believe your story. I just don't. First, I think she said she was out with friends, and then he was fronting in front of his friends, and you didn't want to embarrass him, but your body movements, your body language tells me that you're lying. There's something more to the story that you are omitting, okay? Now, Ron says that y'all talk every day. I doubt that. I think Ron is still trying to push up on Flower Girl, even though she's not on the show. But Amber says they don't. I don't even talk to him like that. You talk to him well enough for you to contact him about a club, or somehow y'all was in a conversation, and the fact that you was about to take your friend out and he knew a place to go. You talked to him enough for that. Okay. So you're lying about something, Amber. I'm not exactly sure what it is you're lying about. But my question is, why are you lying? When I say Chris is selling too, he is trying so bad not to get kicked off the show. He just gonna vibe with whatever Amber say just to keep the peace. Because if he fucks shit up with Amber, he gone. Because ain't nobody else interested in him either. He knows damn well that the explanation she gave was some utter bullshit. Excuse me. Oh, child. Water. He know that the explanation was some utter bullshit. I think Joelle is stringing Venetia along as well. People say they goes. I think it's bullshit as well. He's trying to stay on his show as long as possible. Venetia is a very strong-willed person, and basically, I don't think that she's necessarily threatened by the other women. So he's gonna hold on to Venetia as long as possible. He never explained why he chose Kyra that day, other than saying it's just how I was feeling in the moment. Why? Ooh, that rain just came down. I love the sound of rain, y'all. Anyway, why did you choose her? What was your reasoning? Venetia asked you, was it because we had a disagreement? Because every time a disagreement come up, you're gonna pick somebody else over me? Why? He never explained why. He offered her apology. She accepted. They moved on. But he has convinced himself that he realized the error in his ways. No, you didn't. Chris had to come in there and get you and tell you to go get your girl. I still don't think you know what you did wrong. Because without her too, bruh, you would be gone as well. There's nobody else for you on this show. Let's be real. So let me get into the show. Okay, we open up with Alexis still going in on Amber. For what? Why? Why are you so upset with Amber over Ron, a man that you didn't even want to be with? You turning up on her for dating on a dating show? Seriously? Because y'all sisters in Christ? Because y'all friends? And so what? You're both on a freaking dating show. There is no damn girl code on this show. She could fuck him if she wanted to. She's single. But what she did, she kissed him. She can kiss who she wants to. Sister code don't apply here. Sister code don't apply here. Unless y'all had made it clear to one another, this my boo, this is who I'm going after, this is who you going after, because they do that a lot on a lot of seasons. Or if we were genuinely friends coming in the gate, coming into this show, I could see there being some type of reservations. The only thing that Amber possibly could have owed you was maybe an explanation. Now, we had the same thing with Tandy and what's that girl from last season? The one I don't like. And they thought Girl Code applied with them as well. They were supposed to have been friends, and they felt it was kind of awkward that they was into the same dude, but then one of them, Reva, like, I ain't never been your friend, and that's when it became an issue, when you try to denounce our friendship because of a dude. Okay, these chicks here, y'all just met on this show, and Amber is like, not Amber, Alexis is like, you chose to go out on a date with him and then you kissed him. Amber's like, first of all, I already knew how you felt. You don't want to be with him. And it was all due to the prayer thing. What was the prayer thing? You wanted him to pray and he wouldn't? We already knew that whatever Ron's religious beliefs are or lack thereof, that is the reason why you didn't want to be with Ron. So I totally agree with Amber. No matter what me and Ron would have done, it does not change how you were planning to move with him, unless you just wanted to be in a competition with Amber as well. Because if you would have known that Ron and Amber was going out on a date, then maybe you would have tried to hold on to Ron a little bit longer, because you got to be the one to win. That's the only reason why I could see you that upset. The only reason. What I'm hearing, you were like, I've told you stuff. I know what, everything I've said about him, everything I told you, you should know. I would never disrespect you and go kiss KG. She said KJ, but it's KG. No, Chris. Out of respect to you. And then she's like, girl, this is a dating show. We all done stuff. Now that I poured my heart out to you. Now that I poured my heart out to you. What I'm hearing from you, Alexis, is that at some level, you feel that Ron has been disrespectful to you. But now you're sitting here getting riled up over him. It does not make sense, sis. It doesn't make sense. Amber like, okay, let me explain. This is what happened. Boom. I took my friend out. He was going deployed. Ron said he know a spot. Yada, yada this. Yada, yada that. He can get us in free. Boom, we went. Right? Vernisha said something. Do y'all understand that y'all having a misunderstanding of something that wasn't said? And I was like, yeah, I got that. That's fine. I understand her perspective. But I knew she didn't want to be with him anyway. So what was the point of sharing that information with her? It made no difference in her decision. She like, yeah, he kissed me, and what? I let him. It doesn't change anything for me. It didn't change anything for him, so it's no biggie. No, she apologized for not letting her know. But Alexis was like, okay, fine. Now I understand Ron's true character. Sis, when y'all had the elimination date, you didn't understand his true character at that point? All these problems that you have been discussing with Amber about Ron, that didn't help you decide what his true character was at that point? Did you think you were going to meet up with him after the show ended and possibly hook up? Is that was your intention? Make it make sense, sis. Make it make sense. You needed Amber's explanation for that? Anyway, when I was talking about Amber's body language, the quick flittering eyes, the rocking, the rubbing on the knees, the wide hand gestures, all told me that she was not being fully honest either. You're lying about something, Amber. You're lying about something. Kyra's like, okay. Kyra say, okay, fine. This is over with. Let's get done. Let's hit this jacuzzi up. Joelle like, no, not me, baby. Not me. Besides all this, they still have not chosen rooms. We only been here a few hours. This episode has been stretched out so damn long that I thought it was at least 2-3 days. It's the same freaking day as last week. Y'all really dragging day one out. They was only there for the weekend, y'all. Only there for the weekend. Oh, was it even on the weekend? No, they was there for a few days. They was there for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then they went back, right? So AJ is like, after all the drama was over, he realizes he need to really communicate with Alexis, right? He's the only reason she's still around. So he wants to try to at least spend some time with her, but he also wants to spend time with Kyra, so he don't know how that's going to play out. Anywho, they all head to the jacuzzi. Kyra come out body banging on purpose, right? She wanted to give them a little eye candy because, let's be honest, Jason only became interested in Liz when she showed a little body. So Kyra said, well, why the fuck not? Let me try it too. See if she could draw his attention. But right now, he's still into Liz. Still. Even with all that body yaddy hanging out. Liz claimed that she didn't even notice Kyra. Well, Liz, that wasn't for you, but Liz, you a damn lie. Anybody would have noticed Kyra walking into that room, sweetheart. But I don't think that Kyra was trying to make you jealous. She was just trying to pull Jason's attention away from you. That's the difference to me. AJ comes out. He hops into the jacuzzi. Alexis sitting over there like a third wheel, hating on them, talking about she trying to figure out what's going on with Kyra, her, and AJ. That's your damn problem, Alexis. It's not Kyra, you, and AJ. You need to be trying to figure out what's going on with you and AJ. Kyra is not your fucking issue, but you're making her your issue because you feel like this is a competition and that you need to beat her. You too busy over there trying to figure out Kyra and throwing shade and not paying attention to how AJ is moving. You so busy watching how Kyra's moving. And that's one of the things that AJ did well. He's in this hot tub. First of all, he's playing footsie with Jason. Both of them was playing footsie together. And if Kyra hadn't have said nothing, I think they would have continued to play footsie together. Tawana, I think she asked me, why do I think that Jason, why he giving off gay vibes to me? Or playing for the other team vibe? This right here, I was like, see? Soon as they said they was playing footsie together, and then Jason's like, come on, dog, man. You didn't realize them big ass toes was AJ's. You knew. I think that whole little hot tub got a thing going on, including me. I don't think that Jason is 100%, homosexual. I think he played for both teams. I just do, and I think AJ do too. I just feel it more with Jason now. And it's just my spirit. It's just my spirit talking to me. I could be 100% fucking wrong. It's just what I feel, though. It's just what I feel. So, what I was saying, AJ did that well. When it was in that hot tub, Kyra, like I said, she's trying to draw attention to herself. So she keeps engaging in conversation with Jason because, like, Jason's still chatting it up with Liz. Jason, they having a conversation, but AJ sat there and listened to the words that was coming out of Kyra's mouth. He listened to the words that was coming out of Jason's mouth, and he realized that him and Jason has the same type of concerns about Kyra, and which tells me that Kyra, you the issue, ma. If both of these dudes are picking up the same type of energy from you, it's you. It's you. Jason says, and this is why I'm glad I watched this twice. Jason says that Kyra is not really opening up about feelings. Okay, she asks a lot of questions. She does. Okay, but none of them get to the meat and the potato of how she's feeling, especially how she's feeling about him. Jason is looking for her to express emotions. Like, you're interested, but what are you feeling? What direction are you leaning towards the most? Now, I did notice that Kyra said she is looking for a provider. And when she said that, all I kept hearing was her ex-boyfriend saying she don't know how to budget her finances. She also says that she is learning how to be vulnerable through this process, but she's still kind of guarded. But she feels like she lets her guard down with Jason, and Jason's like, nah, sis, you don't. You don't. You share, but you don't show that you care. And that's a conversation that we need to have, right? See, this is why I wanted to listen to this again, because the later conversation, when I watched it the first time, I was like, hold up, Jason, hold up. How you gonna say she need to choose, but you still ain't chose? That's why I was like, what? So I'm glad that I'm hearing this conversation again. I'm getting context to help me really understand where he's coming from. So with Amber and Chris, he was like, I just wanted to know that you feel the same way about me. Nothing has changed since kissed with Ron. My eyebrows was all raised and stuff. And she said, yeah, we good, me and you. I'm here with you now, right? I'm here with you. He kissed her. She accepted it. It was in front of his friends. She didn't want to embarrass him. No big deal. End of the day, it's you and I. She apologized for not telling him too. She said it was her mistake, her bad. She didn't apologize for the kiss. She shouldn't have. Like I said, she's single as the day is long. Yet she felt that she wanted to be honest with Chris, and she wasn't. She had been admitting something for him. So I was like, so what, you supposed to just call him up Sunday morning after hanging out with Ron? Because you went out with Ron Saturday night. I'm quite sure y'all was out until hella fucking late, probably till the morning time. Or you went out and Ron met you at this spot because he was getting you in free. Okay. And this is now Monday. And this is the first time that y'all really seen each other. Y'all didn't spend time with each other on Sunday. Sunday was elimination day. That's when Alexis had to eliminate Ron and what's her name? Liz had to eliminate David, right? That all happened Sunday. Now this is Monday. They're on this outing. How the only thing is that Amber, throughout the day, when you were sitting there busting out Joelle for picking Kyra, you could have been pulling Chris to the side to tell him what had happened. Okay. If Alexis had not brought it up, I doubt very seriously that she would have told Chris anything. Even though she said it didn't mean a thing. You're lying about something. I'm still saying that. You're lying about something, girl. Now, over in the hot tub, Kyra and AJ are in a somewhat heated conversation. I'm not going to even say heated. Passionate is a better description to me. They have conflicting viewpoints. And I wish I knew the whole context of the conversation that they were having. AJ was saying something along the lines is somebody needs to yield in the relationship, and Kyra was saying that men don't speak from emotion. And that didn't seem to have any type of correlation to the question that she originally asked Jason in the beginning. Alexis, again, still over there ear hustling, says they over there arguing, tells Bernice she don't understand why he want to be with somebody he argue with all the time. I did not see that as an argument. It may have been a debate, but but an argument, no, I didn't see that as an argument. And for me personally, I wouldn't want to date a yes man. I like to have somebody who can express a different point of view with reason. You know what I'm saying? And able to articulate what that reason is. That's not an argument. It's a conversation. And from that, nobody is leaving angry or with hurt feelings or feeling slighted. That's what an argument would bring. Okay? I think that Joel was trying to hint to Alexis, hey, you can leave now. Okay, you really are a fifth wheel right here. And when he asked her, did she see what she needed to see, she didn't get that hint. She was like, sit there with her little hookah, whatever. Since she feeling like they have tension, Kyra and AJ, she's going to move in on AJ and exploit that tension. Okay, so next morning, day 2, we learned that Vernisha and Joel shared a room together. They said no hanky-panky happened, although there could have been in his mind. She wants to know how he thinks about the first night, and he said it was good. I hate people that talk like that. I want to know what your thoughts is. When I ask you what did you think, it's good. It's not giving me your thoughts. It's giving me a feeling that you have about the situation. That's like somebody saying, no, do you like me? You're cool. No. Or what do you like about me? You're cool. No. That's not telling me what I need to know. We need to have a conversation here. But she says that she learned about him, that he knows how to apologize when needed. And she was cool with everything she learned about him. It's a good thing for her. AJ says as far as Kyra goes, she's a rider. He feel like it would be a give and take relationship. They balance each other, so to speak. Kyra is feeling at ease with him too, more at ease. So Liz and Alexis talking. Liz basically said what I said. Because Jason pursued her so relentlessly, she was like, okay, why not go ahead and give this a chance? It's the only reason why she with Jason. Because David gone. He wasn't on her radar just like she wasn't on his. But she is enjoying the attention. And I think that's fair to anybody who's trying to be open-minded to the process. So, to embrace that attention. But what's on Alexis' mind is competing with Kyra. She's sitting there watching to see where Kyra is making mistakes so she can come up with her little red pen and highlight her errors in her favor. Alexis, I was like, do you realize that Jason likes Kyra too. And you don't see Liz competing like that. Okay? She just doing her. That's all we want you to do, is to do you. Well, Jason and Kyra, they go play tennis. They fucking horrible at it. They play like me. I'm horrible at it too. But I do like to play the game still though. Anyway, Jason feels like Kyra is still holding back in regards to how she wishes to move forward. Kyra can only say about Jason and AJ is that I like them. Okay, cool, but what does that mean for us? What would you like me to do? Would you like me to court you more, to call you more, to be more open with my feelings, to be more intimate with you? What is it that you want? What do you expect from me at this point? Those are the things that she is not giving him. And that's what he wants to have a conversation about. But Kyra still don't get it. She said she told him from the gate, I like you. I want to date you. I could see us going out together. She's never been shy of expressing that. But Jason is like, that's surface stuff. That's all we talk about, surface stuff. She's offended that he could think that's surface stuff. I've been very open with you. But Jason is saying, look, we could talk about your childhood. We could talk about your previous exes. We could talk about your date. But what I want to know is how you feel about us. That's what I want to know. Where do you see us going, if anywhere at all? At first, I didn't say he was trying to ask her to choose, even though he says, you should know what you want by now. Or have some idea of what you want right now. Because he still hadn't chose at this point. But he believed he has expressed what he wanted or expected from both women. And Liz has expressed what she wanted from him. Liz has been clear on what direction she wants to go with him. The decision on who to choose comes into play once the clarity or the intentions and expectations have been set forth. Well, Kyra says that she noticed a shift in energy with Jason. You know, he seems to be focused on Liz a little bit more, even in the group setting. And, you know, he'll talk to her whenever he get to her. That's how she feel about him. So she wants to know, are we still solid? What's up? He said, you know what? He said exactly what I said. You have opened up, but the difference is Liz lets me know what she wants. So Kyra says, nah, bro, from the beginning, I said that I'm interested. I said I want to date you. I said I want to see where we can go. That hasn't changed. She claims that her and AJ, they have conflict that needed to be resolved. So once they resolve that conflict, they can see if there's a connection there. For me, that's the difference with Jason, was what Jason is saying and what Kyra is saying. Jason is saying he knows he have connections with both women. Kyra saying she's still trying to figure it out. And what Jason is not understanding is that you still have to remove whatever your block was with AJ to figure out if y'all have a connection. Then what is holding you back from me? We don't have that same block. That's what he's saying. Okay, so she still wants to date, basically. Find out who Jason is at this point. And Jason is like, girl, you should have some type of connection. Do we have one or not? You should know what you expect from both of us. You expect what you want from AJ, expect what you want from me. You should know at this point something, you know, for us to move forward. What is it that you want from me? And then Jason said too that her and AJ argue all the time, the same thing Alexa said. And I was like, I need to know the depth of whatever that argument was, because Kyra's making it seem like there's something big that happened that needed to be resolved before that they could even find out if they had a connection. It couldn't have been about him not having no goddamn money on the date. That can't be the whole thing, right? What the heck is it? Because all y'all have shown is disagreements of points of view at this point. He's saying he's confused. Kyra, what are you doing? Are you trying to figure us out as men to determine that we're qualified to be with you? Or are you still trying to figure you out? You still trying to figure your shit out? Okay, because you came on this show with the premise that you're ready to love. But if you're still trying to figure your shit out, then boo, you're not ready. You're not ready. I get you now, Jason. I understand. Because like I said, when I first watched this, I was like, dude, you being a motherfucking hypocrite. You ain't chose either. You should have some idea who you want and why. Jason wants Kyra too. Because if you saying that Liz is giving you everything that you asked for, then why are you still trying to pull it out of Kyra? If she says I'm more into you than I am into AJ, then Jason would have been on board. It'd have made his decision a whole lot easier. Kyra will share everything with him, discuss what he wants in a wife, discuss what he wants in a partner, but she's still holding back on her feelings and her emotions. Okay? It's kind of like, see if I can make this make sense. She's a lawyer, right? So it's kind of like she's gathering information for a case. Okay, they've done the discovery phase. But now it's time for us to decide what we're going to do with the information that we have. That's the expressing of feelings, right? Without that, he's kind of in limbo. But just like a lawyer, typical lawyer, lawyers tend to leave out what their personal feelings are about said case. And that's what Kyra's doing. She's leaving her feelings out of this process. But Jason, I do think that if Liz is giving you all that you need, then you shouldn't still be in limbo at all. Kyra shouldn't still be your number one. Why is she still your number one? Ask yourself that, okay? AJ and Alexis. Lord, this right here. Alexis is deluded. AJ sat her down. Well, actually told her. He told this woman that you are the safe choice. He told this woman that you are boring. He told this woman that I may need someone like you, but I don't want you. I want Kyra. And Alexis didn't hear none of that. It was the same thing with Ron. Ron said the same thing. She was the safe choice. Flower Girl was the fun choice. Alexis wasn't fun to be around. And when Ron got eliminated, he said in the confession that Alexis was boring. She wasn't fun to be with. She's always trying to change who he is as a person. He just wants somebody he could be free with. He should have kept Flower Girl. She matched his energy more. Same thing with AJ. That's why AJ kisses Alexis all the damn time, to shut her the hell up. Like, loosen up, Ma. It don't have to be this serious all the time. Let's just have fun. Alexis is like, we don't have conflict. And if you don't have conflict, Alexis, how will you know how to resolve it when it does come around? Alexis, she's trying to figure out, to me, how to manipulate the situation to her favor. And I was wondering during this conversation, was he going to kiss her again and shut her the hell up? But no. This time he was like, I need you to hear me. She didn't know. She first apologized for being in her bag about Ron. AJ like, yeah, you should be happy. I'm not one of them dudes that fly off the handle. And she's like, that's what I love about you. You can center me. You know what I'm saying? Kyra, I hate to say this. She didn't say her name, but that's what she was implying. Is what Jason is asking for. No, that's not what I was going to say. What is it about him? That's what I was going to say. What Alexis is doing with AJ, telling him how he makes her feel, being that you can center me, you can calm me, I love that about you. That is what Jason is asking of Kyra. He wants to know, how do I make you feel, and how do you see that working together in a relationship? You know, Alexis and AJ talked about how they balance each other, because AJ was saying being supportive of somebody like that and not being flying off the handle, that's not me. But it's something about the way that you communicate to me that makes me want to be that type of person, right? But AJ wants a fun relationship as well. He's already said earlier, he's not sure if he want to be that crutch for Alexis. You know, she has a lot of baggage that he's not sure he wants to carry. AJ says that he appreciates that she feels that he could be this person for her. Be this person, yeah, because again, it has not always been his MO. And he thinks that he can attribute a lot of that to how she speaks or communicates with him. So then Alexis says, not to speak on Kyra, and she didn't say her name, but we know who she's talking about. She told him, you don't need dysfunction in your life. Me and you, we at peace with each other. You don't need no drama. I'm not about drama. You need somebody who could take you away from all that, who can help you move forward and be the man that you need to be, right? He said, well, everybody is struggling with what they want and what they need. That was him telling her that I don't necessarily want you, even though you could be what I need. And then I think that the ending of the show showed me that she does get into their heads, right? Ron chose what she says he needed, and AJ chose what she said he needed. But then wait. I'll get to that in a minute. Anywho, she asked him, where is your heart right now? At least from the editing that we saw, he never answered that question. But what he did say, I think sometimes that what I need, again, that's him saying, you're what I need but not what I want, ain't as exciting. If what I need is not as exciting, you're boring. You ain't the fun one, okay? You don't intrigue me. You don't entice me. You don't make me as interested to learn more. You're not as exciting as what I want. And you made me think about what I'm used to doing compared to what I should be doing to be a better man. At least she said that she didn't feel secure with his answer. I'm going to give her that, right? I mean, how could you? Because he didn't answer it. He said, I don't want you and you're not exciting. What part of that did you not find clear? And that was clarity for me. Okay. If he does choose you, Alexis, it's because you seem to be a less riskier option. Somebody that could probably help raise him to be a man that you think he has the potential to be. He ain't even sure if he could be that man because he probably would have did it on his damn own. Can't raise a man. He's already grown. What you gonna do? Well, I don't think I was the only one that heard it, but Alexis didn't hear it, right? He claims that neither of them outshine the other because he's at odds still of what he wants and against what he needs. Both of them have the same weight. They just sitting on different edges of the scale. That's all it is. Not one of them is heavier than the other. So Tommy shows up to the ranch to talk to the fellas. He sits down with Jason and AJ. However, he sent AJ away because he only wants to talk to Jason. He wants Jason to choose who he's going to leave with right now. Okay? Jason said, I can't choose right now. Tommy says, you're going to choose, but you have to. He gathers that what he learned from Kyra is that she still needs to go through this whole process to make a decision. He gets it. He respects it. However, he feels like she should have some type of inkling of how she feels at this point. Liz, on the other hand, is expressing that. And I don't know, but it seemed to me that Tommy was guiding Jason's answer. No man should be given instructions on how to pursue somebody. However, this is exactly what Jason has been asking of these women. I want you to tell me how to move. But Tommy makes it seem like he's not being a man for doing it, because no man should need instructions on how to pursue a woman. Then he also says that every man should know what his woman wants. Well, first of all, neither one of these women is his woman, okay? Jason said his daddy told him that love is not confusing and it should be simple. I'm here to tell your daddy that that's a lie. But we're going to let you go ahead and have that moment. So with that information, he's going to go ahead and choose Liz. Liz is his safe option. Liz is not confusing. Liz is simple. It's like saying Liz is basic. Liz is easy. Liz is safe. Simple is safe, right? Simple, you don't need instructions. Simple, you can just wing it. Simple, you don't have to try hard. Liz is simple and not confusing. You ain't really got to work too hard for that. Okay? Well, anyway, AJ's gone downstairs. So, Tommy goes over to Chris and Joelle. They get to choose Amber and Vernisha at the same doggone time. He separated Jason and AJ, but he didn't separate Chris and Joelle. Tommy wanted Chris to be a little bit more up in arms about the kiss with Ron. And I think that has to do with the fact that Ron does not like Tommy. And Ron don't like Chris. Remember when Ron went out? Or was that David that said that? Ron don't like Chris. David don't like Chris either. They said that Chris is one of them dudes that just let a woman run over him. And that's kind of how I was saying too, that Chris is allowing Amber to do whatever because he has no other option on the show either. But yeah, he asked him, "You really want to hear the woman you interested in kiss another man?" Chris was like, "Look, her." In that moment, I was put off, but we discussed it. And Tommy was like, "Yeah, you over it now?" Yeah, they over it. I think, I hate to say this because I can't stand David. I think he wanted Chris to react close to what David did. If I didn't know better, I would think that Tommy and production may be the reason that David was still holding on to that resentment. Because him and Liz supposedly had already talked it out as well. They were supposedly good as well. But then as time passed, David seemed to be still in his bag. I could bet a dime to a dozen that Tommy and or production was in his ear still saying the same thing. You sure that you okay with your woman kissing another man? You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure you really good? You really want to hear about your... Tommy is fake to me. Fake as fuck. I think I said that in season 2. I'll say it again in season 4. Anywho, speaking of fake, Joelle fake as fuck to me too, y'all. It's been 2 years since I lost my wife. Joelle, your wife you were already divorced by the time that your wife had passed. You were already divorced before she got sick. She got sick in October 2017. She passed away in December 2018. Y'all were already separated. Divorced. Not separated. Divorced. Not living together. Not residing together. Not even friends. You were co-parenting. But y'all had was done. So the fact that now you keep up here sitting up here saying, I lost my wife 2 years ago. I lost my wife 2 years ago. No, you lost your wife over 4 years ago. Okay? Your ex-wife passed away. So quit trying to use the fucking widow sympathy card because you're not a widow. It's a fucking lie. Joel is last season I went through everybody's profiles to figure out what all that they had going on. I didn't do that this season. But Joel is a wannabe rapper. He's a wannabe actor, a male model, and he calls himself a reformed villain. I know he's been in 2 movies. He was in The Purge, and he was on the TV show Star for a minute. At least 1 episode. Joel is trying to get his career off the ground. I bet everybody on this show is models or influencers. Again, if I go through all their profiles, I bet every last one of them are. Anywho, yeah, so I can't stand Joe is like really trying to hone in on Courtney's death as if that really changed his life for him. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't get custody of his kids until she passed away. Now, they were co-parenting, and I can't say that he was not a good father. But I didn't think that he got full custody of them until she passed away. I think they had joint custody, though. Because I know when they moved from New Orleans to Houston, they both moved to Houston. And then he moved to Atlanta after she passed. Anywho, now he going to AJ, right? Who is just as undecisive as Jason was. However, Tommy wants him to think about it some more. He tells him the same thing. Oh, you're going to choose today. Then he said, no matter, you know what? It's going to be a tough decision. I'm going to let you think about it some more. And I think, why? Because he wants Alexis to stay on the show. I keep telling you, Alexis got to be friends of the show. You know she's a news producer. But like just being a producer in TV is very helpful to Tommy anyway. He wants AJ to choose Alexis. I really think so. And one of the reasons that makes me feel this way is because AJ knows about Jason's choice. Unless Jason ran down there and told his boo thing. That's the only reason why. Why would AJ know about this choice? Kyra is a fan favorite. They didn't know this tape in the show, but she was a gentleman's favorite as well. And on every show where there's a woman, every season where there's a woman who has options, Tommy has a problem with them. All of a sudden now she needs to be the one to go. She playing with him. That's how he feels about it. And the way that Tommy has coaxed this, he's coaxed Jason into picking Liz, I believe. And I think he's trying to coax AJ into picking Alexis. And keeping the woman who's like, you know what, I'm not ready to choose. Getting rid of the woman that's I'm not ready to choose. That's just this is what I'm feeling, right? Well, Tommy tells AJ, okay, go ahead and choose later on the day. Gave him more time. AJ knows that Jason didn't pick Kyra, so he's like, you know, I didn't want either one of them to leave. I thought there was going to be a safe out, but he didn't pick Kyra, right? So why do we always get to this point though, where it's the men making the final decision? Though, was it the women last time? I don't know. What was the chick name? They had to go through Rashid, and Rashid took himself away from that situation too. No, she asked him to stay, and then okay, never mind. Anywho, I forgot her name too. Her name began with an A too. Anywho, Kyra said something interesting to me. She said she was nervous about the date with AJ. She was hoping that he would allow her to flourish and move forward as a couple together. So she already knows too that Jason didn't choose her. Either that, or she had already known that she wanted to be with AJ more. She got hopes for them. Hopes that she didn't have with Jason, or that she didn't want to share with Jason, and Jason was flat out asking her. I already said that AJ and Kyra had chose each other. I always thought that. Both of them were too scared to miss out on what the other person may offer. He asked her as well, where are you right now? And she said, well, after having a discussion with Jason this morning, I started to sway more your way. See, Kyra's going with her only option. She's settling too. After having my conversation with Jason, I figure I'll move your way. Not, you know what, I should go ahead and just fight for the person I think I want to be with. Because AJ was the one she always wanted to be with in the first place. Okay. She lets him know though, I'm still thinking. He said, you know what, I think you're an amazing person, but you're straddling the fence, Ma. He's still not reassured by her. And he says, you know what, you're not ready to love. This is your last day. She teared up. And I think the tears got him. You know, she was like, I can't believe this is happening. I finally came to a place where I was going to say that, you know, it's AJ. But that's only because of what Jason said. If you were coming to a place to say that it was AJ, then say that, sis. Say it. You know what I'm saying? He's being very frank with you. He's telling you, I need assurance. And you saying, I still need to think about it. You know, in the end, you know, she didn't get up and walk away like they normally do when you've been eliminated. They sat there holding hands, looking into the eyes, tears falling. She didn't let go of his hand. He didn't let go of hers. He wiping away tears from his eyes, you know. And she like, well, can I get my hand back now? And he was like, well, I'm not sure if this is going to be the last time I want to touch you. And then he asked her again, do you want to be here with me? She still hesitated. Or at least they edited a hesitation in her. And I'm thinking, Kyra, who hurt you, boo? Ugh. I mean, you have such a hard time expressing emotions. What happened in your life? I need to know this. Or why you have it so hard of just saying yes or even no. Say something other than talking around a subject. Express your feelings. Okay? That's it. That's the end of this recap review. Ooh, I'm exhausted just talking about it. I don't believe I spent more time than the damn show. Talk to y'all later, y'all. See y'all next video. Peace.